Hey everyone, welcome back to Hack the Platform, your channel for everything around Microsoft Power Platform and modern development. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next videos in this Power Pages and SPA series. In today's video, part 2, we are going to add authentication to our React single-page application that's running inside Microsoft Power Pages. By the end of this session, you'll have a fully working login button, integrated directly with Microsoft Entra ID and dynamically showing the logged in user's name right inside your custom header. In the previous video, we built our React and Vite single-page application from scratch, deployed to Power Pages, using Power Platform command line interface, and learned how to preserve our environment configuration. If you haven't seen that part yet, make sure to check out first the part 1, because we'll build directly on top of that project today. And here is what we will cover in part 2. We will configure Microsoft Entra ID as the default identity provider in Power Pages, disable local sign-in for simplicity and security, review how to preserve your configuration between the deployments, very important part we discussed in part 1, build a custom authentication button component with login logout functionality, use Copilot a bit to help us generate and improve the code, the so-called vibe coding, deploy and test the app inside against Power Pages. And finally, we'll talk about what's coming next, fetching real data from Dataverse. Okay, so let's start. We will start inside the Power Pages. We will open the site in the Power Pages Studio, navigate to the Security, Identity Providers, and configure Microsoft Entra ID as our default identity provider. We will also disable the local sign-in here. The best practice is to disable it. That's all that we need for this configuration part. I want my login button automatically redirect me to the Microsoft Entra ID login page. I can authenticate myself and redirect back to the site. If you need to configure something else, any other identity provider, please refer to the Microsoft Documents Learn pages where it's described in detail. And since we changed our settings, we need to download them again. Before deploying anything again, remember that Power Pages will override site settings when you upload new files. So before redeploying, make sure you download your current site configuration. We already covered that in part 1, but here is a quick reminder. Use the command from this episode to export your settings so that you can restore them later if needed. The YAML files, which contains the new configuration for the identity providers, also will be downloaded locally, so that we'll upload the preserved settings. Time to add some authentication to our React app. In Power Pages, we can access the logged in user data directly via the global object that will give us the username, first name and last name of the logged in user. But first we need to implement that. Let's ask Copilot to help us generate the component. That's our project from the part 1. I will use the following prompt. I tried it a bit beforehand with the post request. What is described exactly on Microsoft Pages was not successful with me. So therefore, I will implement the GET request. So Copilot is ready. It created for us auth button TSX, created also the styles for the button, updated the app TSX so that it includes the button in the main navigation, and updated a bit app CSS so to add some styles. So let's see how it looks. Okay, looks nice. Unfortunately, I cannot test it here. It gives me nothing. So let's deploy it to Power Pages and see if it really works. For that, we will build the app. Okay, let's fix that. And let's upload it to the Power Pages. How to upload everything I described in the first part of this video. Okay, everything was uploaded. There are a couple of errors actually I do not understand, but still everything is working for me. Now let's test it. Okay, so the site is ready. We see the login button. The user is logged out. Therefore, we see the login button. If I click it, I will be redirected automatically to the Microsoft login. We'll log in with a single sign-on and redirect back. Now we see welcome.cds. If I click logout, it will log me out and I will see again the login button. So that means authentication is working. Let's summarize quickly what we've done in part 2. We configured Microsoft Entra ID as our Power Pages identity provider. We created a custom auth button component, implemented it inside our React single page application, integrated it into the navigation, tested authentication directly inside Power Pages. Everything is working. In the next chapter, we'll go even deeper, fetching and displaying Dataverse data dynamically inside our single page application. And therefore, we can really check if our authentication is working. Yeah, we can configure that only authenticated users can download some data, and we really can check if Power Platform actually considers us to be authenticated. Good. So don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment if you had any issues, and check out the blog post for all comments and snippets. Everything that I've discussed today, the whole projects are available also on GitHub, Power Pages project, where I have the end results of each of the parts written here. Okay, thanks. Bye. See you next time.